Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the UK Crime Book Club pub quiz. Just not in a pub. Still stuck in my seedy hotel room at the moment, but not for much longer. We're just going to take a couple of moments to let a few people arrive within the feed before we introduce everyone to you. So chat amongst yourselves, and then in a second I will introduce my two guests. Thank you again for joining us for this quiz. Over a year we've been doing this now, and they've still not kicked me out of the group, so I'm getting away with a lot, which is quite impressive. So I think I've given everyone a chance to sort of get in. If you are joining the feed a little bit late, of course you can always rewind it and start from the beginning and play along and just ignore what's going on in the chat. And yes, welcome to this month's UK Crime Book Pub Quiz. As I said, not in a pub, still in the hotel in Lincoln, not much longer. I'll be home for the next one, proving that my wife hasn't come to her senses and kicked me out. That's a terrible rumour. I'm not sure who started it, but I will find out. Now, again, I'm joined by two absolutely fantastic guests tonight. First up is the author of the DCI Mawson series, Sean Campbell. Sean, good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
How are you feeling ahead of tonight's quiz?
I'm a bit nervous. I'm not good at quizzes.
Well, I'm very brave of you, therefore, to be here with us tonight in that case.
I'll give anything a go.
It's a good attitude to have to life. See how far it gets you. It can't get you too badly. And also joining me is the wonderfully talented author of Little White Lies and Safe and Sound. It's Philippa East. Philippa, welcome to the quiz. Is it everything you hoped it would be?
So far, yes. Absolutely. Yes. I don't know how it can get better than this, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, the questions do tend to ruin the quiz. I'm not going to lie there. Any nerves at all, either of you?
Well, I've set my expectations of myself very low. So if I get like 1 point, that's my aim, 1 point. And so, yes.
Anything after that is a bonus.
I'm going for 2.
Superb.
Okay.
I can see a few people turning up in the chat. So do say hello to us when you arrive, people. It's always nice to know who's here. I will this month try and keep a better eye on the chat. It was a little bit hard talking to guests, keeping an eye on the chat last time around. But if you do have any questions for either of our authors, do please pop them in there and I will try and notice them and I will try and read them out as we go along. And if you guys spot anything in the chat, I don't know if you can see it, just give me a nudge in some way, shape or form. Right, let's run through how all this works for those of you who don't already know. There's going to be 5 rounds of 5 questions. I'm just going to close that. That went off in the dingling in the background. There's going to be 5 rounds of 5 questions and we are, of course, playing for fun. So there are no prizes. Don't be sending me requests for stuff because you did well, and all you're doing is writing down your answers for yourself. There's no shouting out in the chat. Please let everyone else play along rather than putting the answers in the chat. At the end of each round, we'll go through the answers, me and my guests here, and we'll work out the scores as we go. At the end of the night, you can share your scores if you like to. If you don't want to, if the pride-shame balance is tipped too far to shame, then keep it to yourself. That's absolutely fine. Sean and Philippa, I'm afraid you get no such luxury, but rest assured, my parents are watching and they will share their score. And when we talk about low bars, that's a bar I'm expecting you to clear quite easily. All right, we'll give everyone a couple more seconds. I think we're about ready to start. Has everyone got their pens and papers at the ready? Yep. All good? Super. Right, round 1, books. The most original round in the history of book club-based pub quizzes is here. Yes, 5 questions about books. Because if you're here, you've got to like books, haven't you? Question number 1 then. Val McDermid has a new book out. In what year is it set? Now, here's a clue or two for you, because that does sound quite a hard question, doesn't it? 1, it's the title of the book. And if that's not enough, 2, it was the year of the first referendum on Scottish devolution. Right, let's see if anyone can have that. That's question 1.
I heard she got a couple of details that were a couple of years out on this one, that she'd written about records being kept in Glasgow and that her memory was slightly off. And she's had hundreds of emails and letters about it.
No.
I love that extra detail there. You don't get any extra points for it, I'm afraid.
Oh, come on.
And I'm hoping you remembered the title. No,
I do. I know that one. I've got my 1 point.
Question 1. I will be posting the questions. I will be posting the questions in the chat if I can. Can I? I can't. Well, we'll get round to that somehow. Question 1 again for those who missed it. Val McDermid has a new book out. In what year is it set? It is, of course, the title of the book and the year the first referendum on Scottish devolution was held. That's question 1, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Brownie knows it. She's got one. Everyone's getting off the mark nice and early here today. Easy peasy for you, Patsy. I thought it would be being a question about Scottish authors and Scottish devolution. I thought you'd be the first person to get that. Question 2 then. Of course, we have to give a little nod to the late, great Mo Hayder tonight, who suddenly recently passed away. So I'd love to know, what was the name of her debut novel? Some thinking going on both my guests' faces there. See the clock's ticking. Sam can post the questions. I've got to post them to Sam. So let's ask that question one more time. What was the name of the debut book by Mo Hayder? I'm just quickly all in all of that, Sam. That's just a lot of stuff. I'll do it this way, Ben. The great thing about these quizzes, you can be totally unprofessional in the middle of them. There we go. Question number 3 then. Now, for the good kids in class who do their monthly homework and read the newsletter, in the latest book from Sheila Bugler, pardon me, how many people are lucky? And if I see either of you two looking down at any notes that you've got on the table in front of you, because you've been researching the newsletter, I will know that you're cheating.
I read the newsletter from top to bottom today, and I'm like, I don't know the answer. I was like, there's some great books in here. I think I got distracted. I was like, oh, I want to read that. I want to read that. How many lucky people?
Yeah, it's the title of the book for a clue. 7 would be the obvious answer, but I'll let you know it's not 7. That question again. In the latest book from Sheila Bugler, how many people are lucky? Obviously, the title of the book. And question 4. Her Heart for a Compass, a Mills and Boon title, made it onto the UK bestsellers list earlier this month. But who is the red-headed author perhaps best known for her marriage? And yes, that is a terrible, terrible take for me to make about any woman. But I think in this case, it's probably factual. So please don't accuse me of being sexist. I'm just trying to help you get the answer. That question then.
I'm looking at Sean's.
Sorry, I have no idea.
Wondering if he looks like he knows any more than I do. I'm like,
I don't.
Her Heart for a Compass, a Mills and Boon title, made it into the UK bestsellers list earlier this month. But who is the red-headed author? Maybe narrows it down a bit. Perhaps best known for her marriage. Perhaps narrows it down a bit more. Yeah, the terrible takes going on all over the place there in that question. But they are designed to try and help you get to the answer.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. It's just clicked, hasn't it?
I think I might know.
Somebody's saying they think they know 2 of them so far and it's not going well. That's a 50% success rate. That's a pretty good batting average. I would not be downhearted at that. And question number 5. Those who revise get the prize here. What is the location for Catherine Cooper's new book? For which Catherine Cooper's new book takes its title? So what is the location from which Catherine Cooper's new book takes its title? Maybe that was in the newsletter.
Do you want the country or what?
The location from which it takes its title. So it's the title of the new book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a location. And Sam, I have messaged you those questions, so you will be able to pop them into the chat for everyone who's missed anything. While we're letting people go through their answers, I'm going to talk to my guests here a little bit. I know somebody's just said, introduce your lovely guest. We did that already, but we'll do it again as we go through. Philippa, You say you have a love-hate relationship with quizzes, that you initially don't want to do it, but then you sort of get into it a little bit and you feel a bit better. Are you feeling good now, or do we need a couple more rounds to get you properly warmed up?
Well, pretty much exactly what I said there is happening. I'm like, oh, I've got an answer. I think I know this one. I actually think I know stuff. I'm going to do really well in this quiz. Having been like, oh, I hate quizzes because I always lose, and I always still lose. But I've got that competitive streak kicking in now. Having just said to you guys a minute ago that I was only aiming for 1 point. So yeah, I need to like rein in my competitive.
No, it's not raining anything. I think I can feel the confidence building there. Do you fancy making a wager on tonight's outcome with fellow author?
Oh, that's getting dangerous.
Because I know, Sean, actually, you like a bit of a bet. You're clearly a bit of a gambler. Because your first book came about as a bet, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. So St. Patrick's Day, and someone said I couldn't write a book, so I decided I would. And just to make it even harder, because I am really competitive, also a bit thick, I said I'd do it in 3 months or less.
Wow.
That is quite the feat as I look at my current work in progress, which is 3 years and not even finished the first draft. That's quite an impressive turnaround. How did you manage to get all that work done in all that time?
Did it in 23 days from start to finish, which I've never done since, which is really annoying because I'd make a fortune if I did. Absolutely. We've given everyone a little bit of a chance to have a look at their answers. Patsy's asking how many points she gets for the jelly babies that she sent me. If anyone's got a chance to get any hold of any of those Iron Brew jelly babies, they will afford you an extra 2 points per quiz. Ask me for my details and send me Iron Brew jelly babies. They're amazing. The answers then. So question 1, the new title by Val McDermid. Sean, I think you knew that one. Yeah, 1979.
Correct. Yes, 1979 was the answer there, folks. The debut novel by Mo Hader. Did either of you get that one in the end?
I wrote down The Treatment, but I'm pretty sure that's her second one. I'm sure there was one before that.
It was Birdman.
Yeah, I thought it might have been.
Right, those of you who read the newsletter, both of you obviously did. The new book from Sheila Bugler is Lucky
8.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, that was a total guess, and I got it right.
Superb. Yeah, hence there are 8 lucky people, and the answer is found in the newsletter, which everybody in this quiz actually read this month. So did we work out, Philippa, you look like you'd cracked this one here, the red-headed author of the Mills and Boon novel?
Well, I'm not sure I've got her name right, but isn't she that, basically she's married into the royal family? Is it Fergie? Is that who I mean? I don't really know who's who.
Yes, basically she's married into the royal family. Yes, Sarah Ferguson, formerly off of being married to that guy who cannot sweat, is the author of The Heart for a Compass.
Oh my God, yeah.
And finally, the location from Catherine Cooper's new book, I was looking for...
Chateau.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yes, the Chateau. It sounds like between the two of you, you've had a very successful round there. Everyone seemed to get most of the answers. There's only one that tripped you up, so well done, guys. No need to let me know your scores just yet. We're early into it, but I hope you're all settling into the groove now. All the early nerves are gone. Excellent. Onward to round 2, which is Sean versus Philippa. Now, this isn't a round where I'm going to ask you to battle to the death, although it's a possibility for future versions of the quiz. We just didn't have the right insurance this month. No. What we do have, however, is a very simple round. It's so simple, in fact, that I just want you to tell me that if the answer to the question is Sean or Philippa. Simple as that. You get a half a point for saying whether it's Sean or Philippa. You get the full point if you give me the full name of the character or the author or, character or author that I'm looking for. Simple? Excellent. Question number 1 then. Author of the children's fantasy book, Tom's Midnight Garden, which was first published in 1958. Is it a Sean or a Philippa? And if you know the full name, extra points there. Or a full point, in fact, I should say.
I don't understand the question.
So, first name of the author.
Oh, the first name of the author is
not me or you.
Okay.
The first name of the author is either a Sean or a Philippa.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You can
that's
tell
all
I'm
right, no problem.
sparky tonight.
So yeah, the first name of the author of the children's fantasy book Tom's Midnight Garden, which was first published in 1958, was either Sean or Philippa. You get a half a point if you tell me if it's a Sean or a Philippa. You get a full point for giving me the full name. So you can pretty much have a 50-50 punt on getting half a point here. Question number 2. The author of The Grifter alongside Ali Gunn, was that a Sean or was that a Philippa? Let's do that one again. The author of The Grifter alongside Ali Gunn, was that a Sean or was that a Philippa? That's question number 2. Question number 3. Appearing in 3 of the Thomas the Tank Engine series books, this engine is one of 2 Class 43 power cars. I really sound like I know a lot about trains at the moment, don't I? Who, along with Emma, top and tailed an Intercity 125 set.
This is the funniest question.
Have an advantage here.
Oh dear.
Question number 3 one more time. Appearing in 3 Thomas the Tank Engine series books, this engine is one of 2 Class 43 power cars, or trains, who, along with Emma, top and tailed an Intercity 125 sets. And I'm going to have a nice weak lemon drink after that. I feel like I should be down on the platforms with me Jota. I actually knew what a Class 43 power car was as well, so really embraced that. And question 4, a name of a character again. Is it a Sean or a Philippa? It's the character who first appeared in Jack Higgins' Eye of the Storm, and then went on to appear in 22 novels over 25 years. Is it a Sean or a Philippa? Full point for the full name, half a point for just one. Question 4 one more time. What is the name of the character who first appeared in Jack Higgins' Eye of the Storm and appeared in 22 novels over 25 years? And finally, question 5. Which author wrote the novel Safe and Sound, published in 2021? Sam Brownlee is making up names. To be fair, you've got the first name pretty much given to you, Sam. So you're not making up a lot of a name, just making up a surname. Question 5 again. Which author wrote the novel Safe and Sound, published in 2021? Are we all good there? Everyone happy with that? It's not the sort of round I feel needs much time for reflection. You've essentially got 2 possible answers. If you want to try and guarantee yourself at least 1 point, just stick one of the name down for every answer, and you're guaranteed at least a point. I mean, I'm essentially giving points away with that sort of thing.
Indeed.
So we do the answers.
Yep.
All right, question number 1. Did anyone know the answer to question number 1? The author of Tom's Midnight Garden.
Yep.
Yeah. Go on then, Sean.
Philippa Pierce.
Excellent. Yeah, Philippa Pierce.
Oh, I should have known that.
1. Every year since 2008, Homerton College at Cambridge plays host to the Philippa Pierce Lecture, which celebrates excellence in children's writing and emphasises its continuing vital importance. Something which is absolutely, I think we can all agree, is an important thing to have kids reading. And one day, I look forward to a kid of the future being the host of the UK Crime Book Club pub quiz in my place. Question number 2. Philippa, do you know the answer to question number 2? Was it a Sean or a Philippa? I'm not sure. Sean, do you know the answer to question number 2?
I think I know this one. It was me.
Who was it, Sean? Was it you?
Yeah, I've got my whole name and everything. It's great.
It was, yes, of course. You weren't the author. Only Sean Campbell was the co-author of the Grifter with Ali Gunn. The book came out less than 2 weeks ago, so I'm glad he remembered.
That's embarrassing. I'm really sorry, Sean.
11 days old.
I did enjoy Sean's poker face when I asked the question. Not
really hard.
Superb. Sean, do tell us a little bit about the book, actually. This is a great opportunity for you to...
So this was basically a lockdown project to try and avoid going completely crazy. And we wrote a book with two perspectives. One is a really rich guy who is basically running a Ponzi scheme and stealing money left, right and centre. And the second point of view is one of his victims who's lost everything and wants revenge. So pretty simple setup.
How did you find the process of working with another author? Because that's quite
It's not too bad. I mean, you need to have someone who takes the lead and does, most of the decision making. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And was that you or was that Ali?
It was me. Yeah, it was me.
It was you. You were the boss.
Yeah. Ali wouldn't say that, but yes.
Excellent. Question 3. Did anyone know the answer to question 3? Well, a bit of a shot in the dark here. No one's had a go. The answer actually was Pip, which I have clarified is definitely, in this case, short for Philippa. So Pip gets you a full point. Philippa will get you just a half a point. So yes, Philippa, you are a character in Thomas the Tank Engine. Sean, I did go through all the Thomas the Tank Engine characters and I found no Sean.
That's so
I'm not
disappointing.
going to lie though, given the wealth of names that are in there, this reference may come up again in the quiz, especially if we get an author called Scar Louis on. Question number 4, the character in the Jack Higgins novels. Anybody want to hazard a guess?
I guess Sean.
I wrote Sean as well. But...
It was a Sean. It was Sean Dillon, who's an ex-IRA guy turned mercenary turned British asset. And finally, question 5. Possibly you might work this one out. Who was the author of Safe and Sound?
Is she on this chat?
Might well be. Was it you, Philippa?
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah, again, another good poker face. I was quite impressed by both of you. Nobody flinched. And again, perfect opportunity, Philippa, for you to tell us a little bit about the book that came out earlier this year.
So Safe and Sound is my second psychological thriller. It's basically about a tenant has fallen behind on their rent in this small London bedsit, and the housing manager, who's a woman called Jen, basically goes round to the flat to knock on the door of this tenant, Sarah Jones, to chase up the rent, and she's had to take the bailiffs with her by that point. They can hear a radio playing inside, so they're pretty sure she's in there, but they keep knocking on the door. She doesn't come to the door. And when they look through the letterbox, they discover that there's a whole load of post piled up on the inside. And when they try to open the door, they realize it's changed from the inside as well. And when they finally get in, they discover that Sarah Jones has died in there. But what's even more bizarre and bewildering is that she's basically, her body's been there on notice for 10 months. So Jen basically takes it upon herself to investigate how on earth this happened, that someone who's young, pretty, charismatic, to all intents and purposes, a professional, sociable woman in her 20s could completely disappear off the face of the map and die like that.
Excellent. And both of you there being answers in the quiz, both of you there telling us about your books. Told you this was a good chance to shoe on some things in, but no, they both sound excellent. We will be putting links up after the quiz for everyone to go and check out both Sean and Philippa's latest work. So do please take the opportunity to have a look at these guys' work. And before we get round to that, I should say, we're going to get round to Bookmanto. Now we've come to everyone's favourite round, bar mine, because I have to come up with the ideas, and I'm running out of books that I know. So what we do here, for those who don't know, is we take 2 books, mash them together, and create a new superbook greater than the sum of its parts. I'll give you the blurb and our new title, and I would like you to tell me the name of the authors who have so graciously decided to collaborate together on this project. So basically, I'm going to take 2 titles, mash them together, and then tell you the new plot. There'll be some hints as to which books they are, and you've basically got to tell me the authors. All aboard?
Yep.
Excellent. Right, number 1, Catch 63. Captain John Yossarian, a US Air Force B-25 pilot, travels through time to stop the assassination of JFK.
Oh, say all of that again, if you don't mind, Ben.
Absolutely, yeah. Catch 63. That's the two titles mashed together. Captain John Yossarian, a US Air Force B-25 pilot, travels through time to stop the assassination of JFK. I just want to know the two original authors. Question number 2. Evil Under the Looking Glass. It sounds perfectly plausible to be fair. When Hercule Poirot holidays in Devon, a woman is murdered, and Poirot enters a mystical world where everything is reversed.
That's going to be my next pitch to my editor.
I'll just take a 5% cut for coming up with the idea. That's fine. Some of these, I must admit, every now and again, there'll be one or two that I do, and I'm like, that could work. That could genuinely work. Question number 2 again. Evil Under the Looking Glass. When Hercule Poirot holidays in Devon, a woman is murdered, and Poirot enters a mystical world where everything is reversed, as if in reflection. So just the two original authors. Question number 3. Chitty Chitty Caesar. After purchasing a car with seemingly magical powers, Brutus is convinced by Cassius to murder the Roman emperor. I mean, it's the logical next step. When you've got a car with magical powers, you might want to take over the Holy Roman Empire. That one again. So the two original authors who may have come together to create Chitty Chitty Caesar. Purchasing a car with seemingly magical powers, Brutus is convinced by Cassius to murder the Roman emperor. Number 4. Possibly my favourite title of this month's book, Manto. The Number 1 Ladies and Where to Find Them. A detective agency in Botswana specialises in the field of magizoology. It's not a handy guide to finding the right matches on Tinder. Somebody saying that this round artificially boosts their score. I don't think it artificially boosts anyone's score. If you know the answers, you know the answers. So there's nothing artificial about that. Remember, there's a point for each author as well, everyone. So double points in this round. Number 4 again, the Number 1 Ladies and Where to Find Them. A detective agency in Botswana specialises in the field of magizoology. And finally, question number 5. The Girl on the Hall. A commuter watches from the window of a train as Thomas Cromwell rises to power in England.
Funny. Just makes me
You're making
chuckle.
me not want to not do this round. I'm trying to leave this round next month. I'm trying to give my brain a break.
It's brilliant.
Question 5 again. The Girl on the Hall. A commuter watches from a window of a train as Thomas Cromwell rises to power in England. Has the same name come to mind for every single answer? Because that'd be a little bit worrying. Or do you mean you've only worked out one answer? I'm just clarifying your comment there, Sam Brownlee. Let's give everyone a wee moment after that round, because it does tax the old grey matter a little bit, and we're about halfway through. So, Philippa, it seems like now's a good time to ask what's next for you after Safe and Sound.
Oh, well, I have my 3rd book due out with HQ HarperCollins next summer, and I'm just awaiting my editor's notes on the manuscript for that, which are due anytime within the next 24 hours, basically.
So you're right on tenterhooks then.
Sorry?
You're right on tenterhooks at the moment then, waiting for that.
Yeah, exactly. She has given me a little bit of a heads up overall that she's mostly happy with it, but there's some biggish things that aren't really working quite yet, so which is pretty standard at this stage.
That's a bit of a juxtaposition of different ideas there.
Yeah.
I'm mostly happy, but there are some big things that don't work.
Yeah.
That could really go either way, couldn't it? But is there anything you can tell us about what the plot's about, or is that still under wraps at this point?
So I haven't really worked on my pitch yet, but it's basically about a sort of wealthy Oxford family. There's a mum and a dad, and they have a teenage daughter called Chrissy, who is a violin prodigy, basically. And she has entered the Young Musician of the Year award run by the BBC, which I'm sure lots of people have heard of. Mm-hmm. And she's basically tipped to win the whole competition. And at the semi-final, she gives an absolutely jaw-dropping performance, and then immediately after, she completely disappears. And the book is the sort of psychological thriller mystery unraveling what on earth has been going on in this seemingly perfect family that has led up to that disappearance, basically.
Excellent, super stuff. And that's next summer is the penciled release date for that at this point, yeah?
Yeah, so I think the release date is something like it's the first week in August next year, I think. I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, first week in August. And I think we're going to be calling it, we've pretty much decided on a title this week, which will be, I think, I'll Never Tell. So keep your eyes open for
that. So you'll never, how is anyone going to know what book to buy?
I'll never tell. Yeah. What's the title? Yeah, I'll never tell. What? That's a good point. Actually, I'm gonna have to think.
Yeah, just point out that some wise arse decided to say that. Yeah. Sean, same question to you, actually, my friend.
So Norton will be 10 years old next May, which is kind of phenomenal.
Wow.
So I'm going to write a spin-off to try and sort of start a new series with some of the characters from that.
Excellent. And anything you can tell us about the details of that, or is that still?
I've come up with 3 completely unique murder methods, and I don't want to share them yet. It's a bit early, but I think they would work. Obviously, I can't test them, which is rubbish. But I wanted to do a couple of.
What happened if you did?
I might get arrested.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done some really horrendous murders already in some of the previous books. One of them was Death by Doctor, which I thought was quite fun. And that one involved a guy getting hit over the back of the head with a brick, metal ball bearings being put inside him, and then he got taken to A&E, where the killer told the A&E department that he'd been hit on the head, which was true. And of course, the first thing you do with someone who's been hit on the head is put them in an MRI machine. Ball bearings, magnets, not good. Yeah. So trying to top that, we've got 3 sort of very out there murder methods. So I'm going to be doing sort of police procedural / thrillery book called Murdered by the Mob, which will be doing a bit of sort of witness security, WITSEC program, or UK version. UK protected persons doesn't sound quite as good as the American, does it? And basically investigating some of those elements, as well as revisiting a few loose threads I've left in the series and trying to set up a junior detective coming into our own and taking over for the next one, as I've sort of killed Morton off in the last book, as people have noticed.
Massive spoiler alert there, everyone.
Oh. It does say in the blurb the 7th and final, so.
Well, true, yes. And any sort of planned release dates yet, or is it still?
Well, May the 4th is the 10-year anniversary, so if I can get it done for then, I will. And if
Excellent.
I can't, I won't.
Well, you've done a book in 23 days. I think your timescale.
I need a break.
No pressure. Right. Shall we have a look at the answer to this one?
Please.
Let's go back where we're Bookman. So yes. Question 1: did anyone get the books and the authors? Just the authors that get the year points.
Well, it was obviously Joseph Heller and Alexander Worth.
No.
Stephen King.
Not that 41.
Stephen King, that's correct, yes. The 2 books there were Catch-22, Joseph Heller, and 11/22/63, Stephen King.
Yeah.
Second one, None of My Holidays to Devon were ever so eventful. Did anyone have the authors for number 2, or the books, or the authors?
Agatha Christie and Lewis Carroll?
Absolutely, yes. Agatha Christie with Evil Under the Sun, and Alice Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. Question 3, Chitty Chitty Caesar. One that sometimes catches people out, one of the authors here, because I don't think people expect it to be him. Did anyone get those?
Fleming.
Correct. Ian Fleming, obviously much more famous for his James Bond fame, but yes, he was the original author of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which I'm guessing is news to you there, Philippa.
Yeah, I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, that's it's a lovely little pub quiz question, that one. And I guess we all know who was behind Julius Caesar, or the version I was going for.
Shakespeare?
Shakespeare. Yeah, Shakespeare. I am sure there are other books called Julius Caesar which share exactly the same plot, because it's based on fact. But the one I wanted and the most famous one is the one I'm having, and that's Shakespeare. So unlucky if you went for a more obscure Julius Caesar, more fool you. Question 4. The two books that went together were The Number One Ladies Detective Agency and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So the authors were
Alexander McCall Smith and Jaco.
Superb. Yeah, that's correct. And question 5. I mean, what else do you see when you look out of your window on the train on a dreary commute other than the fall of the monarchy in England? I see it everywhere I look. The authors are
Paula Hawkins.
Yeah.
And I guess C.J. Sansom, but
No, Hilary Mantel was the answer for the second one. And Wolf Hall was the book, which has been turned into a TV drama adaptation. Lots of the books there actually turned into adapted for TV and film. Philippa, have you ever been on screen?
Now?
Other than the quiz, yeah, just now. Never before, no.
No, I don't think I have ever been on TV, not to my knowledge, unless I was walking past in a news broadcast or something. But I like doing these kind of things. Like I mean, it's not TV, obviously, but I just love the fact that I can kind of interact with all these people that I wouldn't interact with otherwise. You know, it's like people from all over the world that, you know, as authors, like we're often just stuck in our houses and we don't really get to meet, you know, readers and other authors and book people. So I absolutely love it. It's been a kind of silver lining of something that's come out of the whole lockdown thing for me.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just really enjoy it.
A big thing of that. And Sean, how about you? Have you ever been on TV, mate?
You know I have.
Tell us a little bit about it, because you did put it. You did a little research questionnaire, and Sean decided to tell me something, then put at the end of it, please don't put this in the quiz.
I did. I begged you nicely. Please don't tell anyone. But apparently, this one is now coming out.
Subconsciously, I understood that you wanted it bringing up. Tell us about
who doesn't want to be told? Tell the world that they once dressed up as Jimmy Neutron and was one of the team captains on a Saturday morning children's TV show as a teenager. In a suit, so nobody knew it was me. But there you go.
Which TV show was it?
It was a Nickelodeon Saturday morning kids show. Saw the filming live. They needed someone in the suit. I fit the suit, so in I went. That was it. Called from the audience at 5 seconds notice. Volunteered very helpfully by my mum.
Credit to your mum. I mean, I did my Saturday morning kids TV show appearance as well. I did Live and Kicking back in the day.
That's much cooler.
So it's. I mean, I didn't dress as Jimmy Neutron.
No, you're missing out.
I probably would have done. So I'm right there with you, mate. Right then, Philippa. Talking of TV, you missed growing up with you. You missed that because you grew up without a TV, didn't you?
Yeah. So this was like in the 80s and early 90s when like everybody had a TV. It wasn't like it wasn't the dark ages. But I think my parents were just kind of like, oh, we don't need TV. They were a little bit hippie, you know. It was like let's live on lentils and recycle everything, even though recycling wasn't really a thing in those days. So they didn't want a TV. They didn't have a TV, and we just never had one. So it meant that I never knew what any of the other kids in the playground were talking about, because they'd be like, oh, did you see this and that? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know what that is. But it's what got me into reading, because what did I do when maybe otherwise I'd be watching TV? I just read books all the time. And I don't regret that, actually. I'm kind of slightly grateful to my parents for pushing me down the books line.
It seems to have worked out well for you. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Those awkward playground moments are long forgotten. Yeah. Right then, we'll move on. I hope you had a record player, because we're moving on to the music round. Regular viewers will know this is the round where I'll give you some lyrics. Obviously, we can't play you the music for copyright reasons. I'm afraid you're going to have to make do with my poor rendition. All I'll ask from you is, from the lyrics, is to answer me a simple crime-based question. This month's round, I want to know what it was that was doing the killing in the song, or who it was that was doing the killing in the song. I'll clarify after each question. So basically, something in this song has killed. I want you to tell me what it was. No bonus points for naming the song. Just you probably need to work out the song from it. So shall we give it a go? Question number 1 then. Here come the lyrics. Enola Gay, is mother proud of little boy today? Aha, this kiss you give, it's never ever gonna fade away. So what was doing the killing in that song? I'll give you that one more time. Enola Gay, is mother proud of little boy today? Aha, this kiss you give, it's never gonna fade away. So what was doing the killing there? Question number 2. Who broke my heart? You did. You did. Bow to the target. Blame Cupid. Cupid. You think you're smart? Stupid. Stupid. What was doing the killing there? Or would be doing the killing, given the nature of what it is? Question number 2 again. Who broke my heart? You did. You did. Blow to the heart. Blow to the... Is it heart? It's the target there, but I'm sure it's heart. Blow to the heart. Blame Cupid. Cupid. You think you're smart? Stupid. Stupid. This is as good as my karaoke gets as well, by the way. So,
Lyrics always sound quite different when they're just read out loud, isn't it? You're like, wow.
But you need a music round in a pub quiz, and yes, it's impossible to play music over these things and make it work.
Yeah, it was good actually hearing, actually can hear what the lyrics actually are.
Yeah.
You're like, is that what they're saying?
Question 3, perhaps a little bit trickier this one, so pay attention to the words and maybe you'll get something from it. One golden shot means another poor victim has come to a glittering end if you want to get rid of someone. What would be doing the killing there? Good clues in it. Not the song we're after, although the song title will help you get the answer. Question 3 again. One golden shot means another poor victim has come to a glittering end if you want to get rid of someone. All right, question 4. I get so tired of sneaking around just to get to your back door. I crawled past the garbage and your mama jumped out, screaming, "Don't come back no more." I don't know where that voice just came from. Bloody hell, what happened there? That was not intended.
Oh man, this round is hard. When I listened to your quiz before, you had video killed the radio star, and I got that one, and I was like, I'm totally on it. But
no, this is a hard one. The comments in the chat are suggesting that everyone's going, what?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if those last 2 comments came out the wrong way round. Like, this round is awful for me, but
I would take it personally.
Like, this round is awful.
Yeah. I was expecting such feedback at some point, so I'm surprised it took this long. I can't see who said it as well, but I will find out.
I like how
question 4 again.
Sorry.
And in this one, I'll give you a wee hint. If you know, I don't know if it's a wee hint. Maybe this is something that wants to kill something. I get so tired of sneaking around just to get to your back door. I crawled past the garbage and your mama jumped out screaming, "Don't come back no more." I doubt she had that sort of accent in the original song. Oh, my mum's there, and of course my dad's got that one. That question was for my dad. Yeah, there you go. That's your 1 point this week, Bruce's. And final one in the round. Shot to death outside Hyper Value. Guns blazing, like Michael Caine in Zulu. Gun statistics are sometimes misleading. The type of criminal rap is breeding. Again, what is doing the killing there? I'll repeat that last one again. Shot to death outside hypervalue, guns blazing, like Michael Caine in Zulu. Gun statistics are sometimes misleading. The type of criminal that rap is breeding. I mean, that one actually pretty much sounds like if I'd done a Welsh accent, this song would have been spot on. I probably would do that at karaoke. Before we get to the answers, I need to bring attention to the fact that Philippa here is one half of a folk duo with her husband called The Miracle Cure, or Inverrectim if you're playing in certain parts of the United States at the moment, where horseworm has become the go-to miracle cure for COVID. Don't do it, kids. Really don't do it. But back to your musical career, Philippa. Tell me more about the music you play.
So we basically play like Americana folk. So Jason Isbell, Graham Parsons, Ryan Adams, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, we've been performing together for probably about 6 years now. My husband is sort of semi-professional musician, and I sort of try and keep my end up with the duo, but it's really fun.
How is it split? What are your different roles within the group then?
So my husband sort of writes our songs, and he sort of sings and plays guitar, and I sing kind of harmonies. We do a lot of very close harmonies. We kind of sort of share the songs in a way, and I also play violin on some of the songs as well. So
and original songs.
Yeah, some of them. We kind of started off kind of doing covers, and now we're moving more and more into doing our own material. Yeah.
And if someone wanted to check that out, where could they do that? Where would be the best place?
Well, we have a Facebook page. So if you search for The Miracle Cure on Facebook, you'll probably find us.
Or Inverrectim, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah. We're kind of in the process of recording our sort of first proper CD, so we'll put it on the Facebook page when that's properly ready. We've kind of got a rough draft CD that we're kind of we kind of have that kicking about, but we've got a proper one on the way, basically. So we need to get our music out there a bit more. We're mostly live.
The link is out there in the chat, so do go and check it out. Sean, any musical talents yourself, sir?
No, I cannot sing and I can't play anything.
That hasn't stopped many people in the past. I mean, it didn't stop me in the past.
Well, if you get me enough booze, I'll have a go. But until then,
there we go. I could see a UK crime book club sort of style Live Aid sort of thing. Next time we do a charity thing, maybe a concert. That's
do they know it's
murder? Well, maybe so.
That's it.
All right then. Shall we do some answers for this one?
Yep.
I'm really looking forward. I'm hoping that maybe people might have got one or two answers here, because I do appreciate this was a horrible round. Question number one then. If you knew the song, or knew who Enola Gay was, you probably got this one straight off the bat. So what was the weapon being used for the killing here? Anyone know?
A bomb? I put a bomb.
I will accept bomb. It was the atomic bomb. Yeah, that was the Enola Gay was the plane that dropped the atomic bomb, little boy, on Hiroshima. So a bomb, I will accept. Atomic bomb, nuclear bomb. Yeah, that will get it. The song, of course, was Enola Gay by OMD Orchestral.
So are you accepting plane as well?
Yeah, was the plane doing the killing?
Bomber plane specifically.
I'll give you a half point. I'm feeling generous because it's a horrible round. Right, so question 2. Did anyone recognise any of the lyrics?
Poison arrow. It's ABC, isn't it?
That's it. So the answer there, of course, is a poison arrow. Who's doing the killing?
Oh, I put love.
Well, there is that, yes. No, I was looking for more of the blunt object, which was the poison arrow. Question number 3.
I'm not fit to be a crime writer.
I mean, I look forward to that book where, the next Philippa Reese book where people are just getting killed by love. I mean, there is probably a crime.
Yeah, well,
it's doable. Question 3. There were a lot of clues in the lyrics, so I do think this one was quite obscure. So, did anyone pick up on the hints in the lyrics?
I thought gun.
Yes. Any particular sort of gun?
A golden one.
The Golden Gun, yes, from the James Bond caper of 1974, The Man with the Golden Gun, sung by Lulu. Yes, glittering and golden and shot. Yes, hoped you would put that together. So yes. Question 4. My dad got this one. I know that. Does anyone else know what was doing the killing? Yes, the song was by Frank Zappa and the Mother's Invention, and it was called "My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama." So the answer I was looking for was guitar. Of course, Frank Zappa, "My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama." Not many times I will segue Frank Zappa into the quiz, but I've managed to do it 2 months on the trot, so I'm quite. So there are many times I will segue. I lied. And finally, question 5. Anyone recognise the song?
It was "Guns Don't Kill People, Rappers Do."
So yes, so the answer was not guns. The answer was rappers. Yes, rappers kill people. The song by the Goldie Looking Chain. Struggling to find lyrics in that song, which I could get away with saying on here. We got there in the end, I think. Right, the next round. And is that actually, yeah, we're on to the last round. Woof, we've made it. A nice, easy round to take us out as well. It's my birthday. Very simple round here. It's not actually my birthday. I've got 5 authors, all of whom were born in the month of August, according to Wikipedia. I'm going to give you clues about them, and you have to tell me who they are. It all sounds so wonderfully simple. It really is. Which is a wonderful deal when it comes to a quiz. Let's make it easy for you then. Question number 1. Born August the 22nd, 1948, the man behind Roy Grace is... I mean, we're in a UK crime book club here. This should be 101.
I think I'm going to be banned.
If you can see the auctions coming up for the Red Kite Academy, his name might appear there.
That's cheating. I'm not going to go and look on there.
Well, if you've seen it, you might have seen it on the group.
Oh, I see what you mean. If I've already seen it, I thought you said
Yeah.
if you see. I was like,
You have to go now. Just... That's question number 1 again. Born August the 22nd, 1948. The man behind Roy Grace is... There we go. And question number 2. Born on August the 3rd, 1920. This author is famed for the character Adam Dalgleish and Children of Men, which was adapted into a film in 2006. Another very famous author. I shall just repeat that one. Sam Brownlee knows one. Good stuff. Born August the 3rd, 1920. Famed for the character Adam Dalgleish and the book Children of Men, which was adapted into a film in 2006. And, of course, many other things. A very, very famous author, this one. So let's not just say it was just those 2 things. That would be very misleading. Question 3. Author of The Iron Man and Crow. This poet and children's author was born August the 17th, 1930. Well, apparently Sam Brownlee interviewed one of the people we've added in the answers there. So, yes, you should know him, Sam. So, you know, that's a bit of a guinea for you there. Author of The Iron Man and Crow. This poet and children's author was born August the 17th, 1930. That's question 3. Finally. Not finally, penultimately. Question 4. Born in Skelleftehamn, Sweden, in August the 15th, 1954, this journalist turned author was the brains behind the Millennium series.
I think I might know that one.
I was going to say that was a real face of, I've got an answer there.
Someone's giving clues in the chat. I like this. Woo-hoo.
There we go.
It's not cheating if someone puts the clue there and you couldn't help seeing
it.
Not
giving the answer. Again, I can't
Thank
see who
you.
you are, but
Facebook
might
user.
be a naughty step moment. Question number 4 again. Born in Skelleftehamn, Sweden. Apologies to all residents of Skelleftehamn for mispronouncing the name of your town. On August the 15th, 1954, this journalist turned author was the brains behind the Millennium series. And finally, this author celebrated her birthday on August the 19th, brought us the very popular Divergent series, which of course was turned into a series of films. Who is she? Never look up how old she is if you want to feel that you've not wasted your life.
So yeah, what was the year of her birth again?
I've got to do some maths now. I've not written it down.
Or how old did you say she was? Sorry, I
1988.
think I missed.
1988.
Oh, 1988. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I just missed that the glitch.
Yeah. No, I didn't give you that bit. But yeah, I know how old she is, and I've done the math. So she was born in 1988, and she's already written the Divergent series, and basically my life is over. So yes, celebrated her birthday on August the 19th. Wrote the Divergent series already. It's already turned into a series of films. Fair play. That's all of the questions done there. Anyone of you two had a birthday recently? Should I ask? We've not missed anyone out, have we? No one needs a cake?
Oh, Samantha, you've shown the answers as well.
Oh, she has done. Well, there you go. Save me a job. I do ask our contestants to rank themselves on certain subjects out of a score of 5. And I'm quite impressed, actually, that both of you rank yourselves over 5 for certain subjects. Was that arrogance, or would a maths round have killed you both off?
I don't remember doing that.
I think you giving yourself a 6 for general knowledge, and Philippa quite brazenly gave herself a 9 for books.
Oh, there we go. I did.
I did all right in the book. Well, no, I didn't actually. Not in the crime book round. It's embarrassing.
Shall we give the answers out that Sam's already given out? She's just posted the answers rather than the questions. So yes, the birthday boy who gave us Roy Grace was
Peter James.
And if you got the last one, you're actually nearly there on the next one. From Peter James to PD James was question 2. Author the Iron Giant.
Ted Hughes.
Number 4, did you get that one in the end there? The author of Millennium series?
Yeah, Stieg Larsson, yeah.
Stieg Larsson, yeah. And finally, number 5, behind the Divergent series was Veronica and Roth. So we'll have a quick wrap up of the old scores. What did both of you total your scores up yet?
You know the ones where there was like a 2-part question? Is it like
point for each author? Yeah.
Okay, so there's no half points. It's just
not in that one. No.
1, 0, 1, or 2 on those ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 12.
What about you, Sean? What did you get?
22.5.
22.5. That is a very, very good score for this quiz, actually.
7.
And wait to see, we've got a 23 in the chat already.
17. 19.
19 for Philippa.
19. Woo, you win, Sean. You win.
19. So we're seeing a few more scores coming in. So as I'm wrapping up, I would just quickly take a moment to thank both my guests, Sean and Philippa. Thank you very much for joining us. Before we go, Sean, is there anything you'd like to quickly sign off and say to the members of this group before we disappear?
I just love the group. That's it.
Yeah, it's certainly a very active member, and we're very glad.
One of my books is up for the charity auction in a couple of days, so bid on that.
Well, you will be seeing me in there. It's only fair. And Philippa, anything you would like to quickly say before we disappear?
Just that this is probably one of the quizzes I've enjoyed most in my life.
Well, I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. And of course, we would be delighted to have you both back on. It's been an absolutely wonderful evening. Thank you both for being around. I've had a ball, and I hope everyone else has too. So thank you to Sean Campbell, Philippa East, to all of you at home. I've been Ben Bruce, and I still will be next month.
Thanks, guys.
Pull us out.
Good night.
Pull us out, Sam. I'm still here. Look, this is really awkward. Come on, Sam, get us out of here. Somebody sing.
The wrong way.